Hello, this is Luke Moore, and I'm here to give my oral presentation number 3 for Geology 105 on the Permian extinction. The Permian extinction, the Permian period was a period within the Paleozoic era which lasted from 299 to roughly 252 million years ago. The Paleozoic era is well known for the explosion of life and evolution that happened during this time period, with marine animals, land animals, as well as plants were evolving rapidly during this era. The Permian extinction is well known because it is the series of extinction events which happened at the end of the Permian period, which is also at the end of the Paleozoic era. The Permian extinction is thought to be the single largest extinction event in the history of Earth, and out of the 5 main extinction events, and it's thought that over 70% of all land species and over at least 95% of all marine species became extinct during this time period. This is very important. This is very important because this is the largest extinction event we've had in Earth's history, so scientists need to know why this happened. Many different groups of plants and animals experienced lots of changes during the Permian period and subsequently during the Permian extinction. The physical structure of Earth was changing greatly during this time period, and it's agreed upon that this played a large part into why we saw the extinctions that we did. The climate in this period, in the Permian period, was much more moderate and cooler than what had previously been seen on Earth, and this helped harbor the evolution of all the species that were able to evolve before the Permian extinction occurred. So marine invertebrates experienced the largest decline during the Permian extinction. These are smaller animals, non-mammals. They live in shallow waters, and they have a single exoskeleton, I believe. One of the examples of species that went extinct during this time period is they're called trilobites. They are marine invertebrates. Here's a picture of some of them. And all trilobites known on Earth at this time did go extinct during the Permian extinction. At this time, during the Permian extinction, the physical structure of the Earth was different than modern Earth, obviously. The physical structure of Earth, all the continents that are now separated were formed into what was known as a supercontinent called Pangea. This is important to know because there was not different ecosystems on different sides of the planet. There was only one gross section of land and subsequent coastline around all of Pangea that housed all of the life on Earth. So how do scientists know that the Permian extinction occurred, and what do they know about how it occurred? So it remains one of the most argued upon and one of the most unknown extinction events in Earth's history, due to how long it was ago and how we don't know what really caused the extent of the extinction, where we do as for some of the other 5 major extinction events. Some scientists believe that the Permian extinction lasted over the course of 15 million years at the end of the Permian period and at the end of the Paleozoic era, while others believe that the extent of the Permian extinction occurred over just over in the span of 200,000 years. So the time period over which the Permian extinction occurred is argued upon and debated upon still to this day. We're unsure. One theory as to why the Permian extinction occurred is related to the Earth structure at that time and Pangea. So Pangea, I'll show you a picture. Pangea was as I said before, the supercontinents. So all of Earth's continents are located in one structure. This was what Pangea looked like during the Permian period. And so this is important because many scientists believe that the Earth structure played a large part into why um, the extinction occurred at the end of the Permian period. They think that Pangea was one of the reasons. They believe that um, the formation of Pangea and subsequently Pangea itself had lots of shallow continental shelves which housed most of the marine life at the time, the marine invertebrates, which we also saw go extinct during this time. Um, they believe that um, the oceans in um, they believe that the oceans across Earth were not um, became stagnant, and levels of carbon dioxide rose in the oceans while subsequently levels of oxygen in the ocean declined. This lack of movement in the waters and ocean currents as a result led to the death of subsequently all of the marine life that we saw go extinct. Um, the the reason that this would is that the high levels of carbon dioxide and the low levels of oxygen don't provide what is necessary to sustain life, and the high levels of carbon dioxide would become toxic to the marine invertebrates in the area. Um, Another theory put forth by scientists as to why the Permian extinction could have occurred was put forth by scientists from MIT, and they have a new theory as to why the Permian extinction occurred. Scientists from MIT believe they have narrowed down the cause of the Permian extinction to an area that was in Pangea called the Siberian Traps. And the Siberian Traps are an area of just volcanic and um, high volcanic activity, and scientists believe that um, starting about 300,000 years before the start of the Permian extinction, that extreme volcanic activity erupted in this area, and that subsequently the air and sea temperatures began to rise. The air and sea temperatures began to rise, they believe, because of how quickly all this volcanic activity happened, released so much greenhouse gases into the air that it could have essentially caused the extinction by heating up the earth and sea temperatures. Researchers believe this is a likely cause of the Permian extinction because of the time period they've narrowed down these explosions to have occurred. They believe that from this area, which was active for much longer than just the Permian extinction, they believe that 2/3 of all the magma from this area, from that came out of the earth from this area, occurred before or during the Permian extinction, which is just a high volume for that area, which could have caused the earth not to be able to handle it, and life subsequently could not sustain. There's many different theories aside from just raising levels of carbon dioxide in the ocean and volcanic activity leading to raising temperatures on Earth, but there are similarities from most of these theories that we see across the board. Almost all scientists do believe on the amount of species that we lost. They do believe that all scientists agree that 70% at least of land species and 95% of marine species did go extinct during this time period. They also all agree on what the formation of the Earth looked like at the time, and that Pangea was what the Earth looked like. So what do we learn because of the Permian extinction. Permian extinction had long-lasting effects. It's thought that there was a wide gap of nearly 10 million years before life truly began to get a foothold back and start to evolve again and start to grow. This is just due to the severity of the Permian extinction and how much life was lost, that they think that it was just so tough for the earth to get a foothold back, and every time that animals could have got a foothold back, that they were subsequently hit by another environmental change. And so there was a gap of 10 million years where life essentially was hanging in the balance before species could really begin to get a foothold and evolve again. Thank you.